I'd like to thank Mines and Money for providing this opportunity to talk to you about Pure Minerals, exciting new project in Townsville. The disclaimer, and now this project is not your normal mining operation. It certainly has mining components, and we have a 15-year supply agreement with two major mining companies in New Caledonia. Ore is shipped from New Caledonia to Townsville and processed in a modern, clean technology, high efficiency, low capital intensity plant utilising off-the-shelf equipment. The process plant generates intermediate concentrates, mixed hydroxide precipitate and an aluminium hydroxide, which is subsequently refined to produce high purity metal chemicals for use in the battery sector. Just in the last few days, Wood Mackenzie has updated their forecast for nickel usage in the battery sector. It's great to see the fundamentals are still strong, with an expected 450,000 tonne per annum nickel contained in nickel sulphate by 2027, and an increase up to 800,000 tonnes per annum nickel in nickel sulphate by 2035. That's a whopping 36% increase in worldwide nickel demand. It's also good to see Woodmac forecast continuation of premiums for nickel contained in nickel sulphate, particularly in the high purity end of the market. COU are also forecasting strong demand for high purity alumina, or HPA, with almost 70% of their forecast increase in demand between now and 2028 going into the battery sector for coatings on lithium-ion battery separators. The significant advantage that the Teck project has over other producers is that our feedstock, aluminium hydroxide, is a co-product from the processing of nickel laterite, and it has a very much higher grade of 56% alumina compared to 30% alumina for the kaolin feedstock projects. The traditional approach of making HPA from refined aluminium metal, starting with bauxite mining, is very capital intensive and has the highest operating cost. Now, the financials for the project. In March this year, we released our pre-feasibility study for the Teck project, and that was producing 26,000 tonnes per annum of nickel sulphate, 3,000 tonnes of cobalt sulphate, and 4,000 tonnes of HPA. In the key metric table shown on the bottom left of your slide, you'll see we've formulated a base case at a nickel price of $7 and a spot case nickel price of $5.70. The EBITDA for the base case is 261 million per annum, and for the spot case is 211. The NPV for the spot case, even at this lower nickel price assumption, is still over $1 billion, with it's Aussie, with a post-tax NPV of 25%. The pie chart on the right-hand side shows the diversification of revenue we can achieve for this project. The example, nickel-related revenue of 174 million is 40% of the total revenue being 424 million for the suite of the 5 products shown in that pie chart. To better understand what drives value for the project, you can see in the value-added steps at the bottom right of the graph now, of the slide, that the incremental EBITDA contribution from production of intermediate is about 52 million Aussie, through to nickel and cobalt sulphate adding another 129 million, and ultimately the final HPA product contributing an additional 149 million for the total EBITDA of 261 million. So the Teck project will be located at Lansdowne Industrial Park, approximately 38 kilometres south of Townsville. The site's been rezoned for heavy industry, and it has ideal access to the Flinders Highway, which is also a road train route direct to the Port of Townsville. Water, gas, railway line and lots of open space are critical infrastructure requirements that make this an ideal location for the plant site. Ore from New Caledonia has been imported into Townsville since 1987. Our highest priority now is to recommission and reconfigure the pilot plant over at the CSIRO in Western Australia. You see from these photographs, we've got several contractors on the site working on various sections of the pilot plant. The target is to have the plant ready to process the bulk ore sample from New Caledonia in September this year. The bulk sample is now being dried and prepped at local laboratory SGS in Perth. Over the last 12 months, we've managed to fast track the project. And while we're proud of our achievements, I'd like to acknowledge the major contributors from our partners along this journey. The Department of State Development, particularly in Townsville, the Federal Department of Industry, Innovation and Science, CSIRO and Direct Nickel Projects, just to name a few. From the start of May 2019, we've put some big runs on the board with the negotiation of the ore supply agreement, completion of a pre-feasibility study, awarded a 2.6 million CRC-P grant from the federal government, and secured a site at the Lansdowne Industrial Precinct. Final investment decision is expected in June 2021. With a 12 months construction period, we could well be commissioning the plant in July 2022. In summary, the key success factors for this project is high-grade ore, robust financials, clean technology, great site at Townsville, and supply of value-added products into the high-growth battery sector. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our shareholders and thank you for your interest. We're available to talk in any more detail about this extremely exciting project, and our contact details are on the webpage www.pureminerals.com.au. Thanks very much.